Evening, everybody. A little bit of a shorter countdown, if you hadn't guessed, but I hope you liked the galloping GIF as Carl captured that rather entertaining little piece there from Ronan Curtis and Alex Mitchell. Well, what a good day it was. The sun was shining and it's 3 points in the bag. Andy, how are you feeling today on this fine day?
Brilliant. And certainly Argyle were at the races, weren't they? They came out the second half and they turned the whole game around with that quick goal. And yeah, great, brilliant, love it, buzzing.
Yeah, were you enjoying the good weather as well before the game?
I was, mate. Yeah, I was at the Hyde Park Social Club, but yeah, I did enjoy it. It was good walking around with the dogs this morning. Very nice.
Oh, God, yeah, no. Gavin will join us. He's just a bit late coming back. He carried on having a few shandies in the hospitality, and I don't blame him, to be fair. Carl, how's your day been? Obviously, you're sort of off now, I think, aren't you, for a week from your shifts? So good to have you back on.
Indeed, I've got some leave from Hotel Derriford, so that'll be nice, and hopefully we'll tie it in with some nice weather that we will hopefully get next week, so we can meet up and do some photos, Andy, on the moors, hopefully, like last time.
Yes,
and yeah, sunning myself this morning at the Tamerton game, which was good. Result wasn't brilliant, but yeah, it was a nice.
What was the result?
Tamerton lost 6-0.
Wow!
But it was against top of the league Galacticos, who were in the league above last season, so they were head and shoulders above us. But yeah,
fair enough. And fresh from corporate hospitality,
Guinnessville.
Fresh from the Green Taverners suite.
Oh, that, yeah. So you good? Actually, funny enough, I went out, met up with my best man today. I haven't seen him for a long time, so it was really good to catch up. And then we ended up, he was meeting a friend at the game. Dom, he's called, I think, Recollection. And we went into the Green Taverners as well. So the guy had some members' cards. So we had a couple of drinks in there and then headed into the stadium. So, but you're doing good. Are you all well, Gavin? Another busy week?
Yeah. Sorry. It's I had one of my oldest friends and confidants with me today, brother's away. And we've doubled the amount of wine usage. So it's been a very long lunch if I was a Conservative MP. And then I was like, I've got to go home. And they were like, just have one more in the GT with me. I was like, oh, go on then. So, I'm just rushed in the door and here I am, everybody. Sorry about the lateness.
That's right. It's fine. We are obviously at our earlier time. It's the first one on a Saturday. We've done at 7:30, but we thank you all that are in already. There's quite a lot of you in. It's good. Keep those comments coming in. I'm going to read some of them out now. And don't forget to also like, subscribe, and do all that jazz and reshare the show from whatever platform you're watching from. What we got in? Well, the Reading fan was in at the start. Michael Hawkes, evening to you. Says, evening, everyone. A fantastic day for Argyle. Go get them playoffs. Yeah, Stevenage did steal all 3 points at home to Reading today. So, they drop out of that playoff zone. Baz in the Cloud says, evening, everyone. What a day. What a game. Dale Defo earned his man of the match. Mitchell earned legendary status after that whistle. Oh, yeah, it was just absolutely... Well, as I showed it, as we were waiting for the 1 minute countdown. Stephen Cooper, wow, he says. Where's all the Clevs out fans now? As I said, stick with him. We are getting the results now. Yep, it's fantastic.
Don't say anything, Gavin.
I'm not even going to comment.
Gavin.
Only TP in all the way through panelist.
Where's my mute button gone? Ads Taylor says, Green Army, evening all, get in. Also, we've got, Michael Hawkes also said, at least no bedwetters tonight. Well, maybe me with our performance today at the Reading game. What else we got? Locks9 says, evening all. Peter Henwood, evening all. Terry Alford says, pity that Stevenage won. Yeah, it is what it is, but we're still climbing up there. Peter Henwood says, got to chase down Bradford and Bolton. Yep, I think both of those stumbled today. The Mac Packer says, great performance from the lads today. TC has been phenomenal. Amici is starting to become a liability with bookings and giving away fouls in dangerous places. Yes, that seems to be typical of him, that's for sure. Let's see who else we've got in there. Baz is also saying, agreed with the Mac Packer. Proper stupid to give away a free kick on the edge of the penalty box. Terry Alford says, yeah, Michael, a draw would have been better for us, but it is what it is. Rambo's Nose, evening to you, says, good evening. Great result. The lads have left it all on the pitch again. Such a strong team spirit. They can be proud of themselves. I thought Dale edged man of the match over Joe. We should fear no team. Zoe O'Connor's in as well. Says, evening, Mike. Evening to you, Zoe. Nikki, what a great evening, lads. Andy VW Coco says, good evening. Superb week. 6 points off promotional playoff teams. Yep. And Spicy Wedges says, evening all. What a win and performance today. So happy for all involved. The whiskey will be flowing and the wedges will be bloody spicy tonight.
Nice
Colonel 85. Who was there at the Evergreen. They reminisced the 95-96 team last night, and we shared some photos, so thank you to Ian for that. He says, hey, guys, how you doing? And great birthday present for me today. Happy birthday as well to you. Debbie Firth, I will come back to the comments in a minute, but Debbie Firth says, good evening all. What a week. So, well, to get the show properly underway, I thought I'd do a little intro video. If you have watched the watch along last time with Carl and I, you might find this a bit familiar. Here we go. Plymouth Argyle versus Huddersfield Town. Post-match reaction, and it's live. There you go.
You know you're going to upset the bedwetters with that nonsense, don't you? That
actually, it's funny. Oh, who's left?
Do you know how I feel about peckish now? I fancy some cheese and biscuits now.
I see. I thought I lost my onions the other day, but I found them. Well, just before I do my intro, I just want to say I've been thinking about some merchandise recently, new ideas. I'm always creative like this. So, if you fancy it, I'm now doing a range of waffles. They come in many packs, very famous and popular on YouTube. So if you'd like a Crazy Pilgrim waffle, then you can go and buy them.
I've just received a cease and desist letter from Birdseye, mate. You better stop right now.
Only the quality waffles. Only the quality waffles. Anyway, so... Evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as we get on with tonight's show. So as we enter that 2-week break, yes, with the Bradford game being postponed due to Hazard, Galloway and Bim Peppel being called up for international duties, and of course, not forgetting Freddie Azaka, it was vital that Argyle got nothing less than a win against fellow playoff hopefuls Huddersfield Town. Well, I'm pleased to say that the boys did it. After a bit of a dodgy first 45 minutes again, Argyle turned up the horsepower and burst out the gates in the second half. Owen Dale with a rare goal, smashing home from a chaotic goalmouth scramble from a corner. And then there was no stopping Argyle as they battled hard and kept the pressure on. Aseni was fouled in the box and the penalty was awarded. Oh no, not Curtis. Oh, again, no. He handed the ball off, and rightly so, to Bim Peppel, who confidently slotted home for the second. The third goal was a poacher's goal after the keeper palmed a shot into Aseni's path. He wasn't going to miss from there. And you could see the raw emotion from the lad after getting his first start and is back on the team, or the score sheet, again as well. Argyle are now 7th in the league, and when we come back from this 2-week break, we will be even stronger with some big players returning to the squad. I'm just going to touch up on the Aseni side quickly. He was just so relieved. It was like you could watch it from our corner where we were. Andy, you probably had a good glimpse of it as well with me. There was just so much emotion that came out. He started his first game. We've been sort of calling for it for a while. And, he had a brilliant game, and just so pleased for the lad to get on the score sheet, even though he missed that great opportunity late on as well.
Yeah, I thought he'd scored that second goal there. Running through one-on-one. Thought, come on, let's go put it to bed now. Shame he didn't go in for him, but it was, a great effort from him today. Deserved his goal. Had to be the right place at the right time, didn't he?
It was the keeper, substituted keeper.
And then, Sandy just tapped it into the net, but it was had to be there. So, well played to Sandy today. Hope that give him confidence to get moving again and get started again.
Yeah. How did you find? What was your synopsis of the whole game? It was a bit of a, sort of 45 in the first half was a bit weak again, wasn't it? A bit disjointed, but we came back in the second at least.
Yeah, game of two halves. They only had the one chance, I believe, in the first half, and they scored with it. We had a couple of chances, but didn't really look threatening. Second half, we just came out like a different machine, and thankful we got the goal, the early goal. I said to Ray beside me, I said, if we get a goal here early on, we'll go in and win it. So, and they did. So, pat on the back to me, well done. Know what I'm talking about sometimes. Yeah, good stuff. What do you mean, cheeky sod?
Would you like an onion?
Yeah, an onion. Yeah, I'm talking a load of waffle now, man. I'll probably have some cheese with it as well.
Get some cheese. Get some cheese.
No, you're not having my waffles. Sorry.
No, it's encouraging to see the boys come back and fight hard for that, and they really fought as a team second half and deserved fully what they got. Yeah, that's excellent. My brief synopsis.
Yeah, no, excellent. No, it's good. It's good. It is. Carl, as I said early on, the sun was shining today. I felt really good about this game, which I'm normally very nonplussed in games recently, but I just felt really good about it, and sort of that worries me because sometimes we lose quite badly when I feel that way, but not today. How did you see that game? Give us your synopsis, mate.
Yeah, I did have a good early feeling. I thought just how the day started. It's nice, but we always seem to perform when it's a really nice day. And we haven't had many nice days at home this season. It's been quite dreary, lots of rain and wind in home games. But I thought the weather was absolutely lovely today, and I thought we really played up to the occasion. For the first half, actually, we were pretty decent. We were in control for large spells of the game, but I just think Huddersfield getting that goal just knocked the stuffing out of us for the next 15, 20 minutes. But yeah, we were in total control for the first 20, 30 minutes. About really penetrating enough or getting the first goal, but second half was a total different team. We came out quickly. We were up for it. When we got the equaliser, we just went from strength to strength to strength, and I didn't think anyone really had a poor game. I think Aseni probably is really, like he said, to score that goal, because I don't think he maybe he's guilty with a couple of missed chances. But I think that goal will do him the world of good for his confidence, because we've seen what he can do earlier in the season. He's definitely got a goal in him. Peppel again was absolutely outstanding, even though he's got their defender pulling on his shirt every 5 minutes and the linesman and the referee not really pulling it up. He looked a bit more energetic today. He looked a bit tired last week, or on Tuesday, sorry. And yeah, he'll be buzzing with confidence now with his Canada call up. Wish him all the best when he goes away with Canada, and hopefully he'll put up a decent performance against Iceland and Victor Poulsen. I might even tune in to watch that one. That could be a nice little battle, watching them two spar off. But yeah, fantastic result. Shame Stevenage got that little late goal, but I don't think it really matters. I think the momentum's with us, and we'll go from strength to strength, picking up some more wins and hopefully nicking the playoff spot. It's just a shame we haven't got more games, because I think the way Cardiff have missed a few points of late, I think we could have really surged up the table and given even a second spot a decent look at. But no, over the moon, and I think it's only ours to lose now. I think the momentum's with us. We'll get the sixth spot.
Yeah, no, thanks for that, Carl. Guys, keep those comments coming in. It's going to be a hard job for me to keep up with those tonight, but I will come to some of them in a minute, that's for sure. All we can do, Gav, Stevenage got a win. Reading have nicked late wins recently, like they did on Tuesday night. All we can do is just do what we need to do. And I think, again, we saw today that Huddersfield have been dropping down that table, and what was it was a great goal by them. It was too easy, to be fair, but they were just poor with the passing. They were lazy with their passing. The ball was getting stolen off them. Dale did that a few times, but overall, just a piece on Huddersfield. They were not great at all, were they?
We were good.
Who that to me?
Just flip that on its head. I disagree with many. I thought we were pretty good in the first half. I went down the stairs to my halftime treat and a gin and tonic, and I thought we were the better side, and we managed to let a guy take the ball inside the circle and run 35 yards completely untouched. And we all but jockeyed him to have a shot, and he did, and he scored. End of chat. Other than that, I thought the other 43 minutes of the game, I thought we dominated in the first half. So I thought we were much better in the first half. Second half, I can't remember them having a shot on top. I think they had one really feeble shot, which, I think my gran could have gone down in monthly installments, and she's dead.
Monthly instalments.
And still saved from Hazard.
Oh,
APR about 3.6, I think, which is just above base, just to let anyone know. I thought we were the better side for the whole game. I don't get how. I can now see why there's a massive bedwetting scenario happening in Yorkshire, West Yorkshire in particular, in Huddersfield, because they must be pissing the bed wet through all of them. Because how can you be a side that's in the playoffs all season and play like that? They're awful.
I always forgot today, Gav, that they had Alfie May in the side and Marcus Harness, who were both good players and played at a high level. So
I thought they were both poor.
I mean, their resources are much richer than ours, right?
Yeah,
that's a fact, material fact. I don't know what their wage spend is, but I reckon it's probably 3-4 million quid more than we have.
I think it was higher than ours.
And we've said on this show many a time that actually our 6th best spend in the league is actually not 6th, because we've barely had the 6th best spend on the pitch. They've all been in the Galloway ward, where Carl's been looking after them in Derriford. So I'd be very, very upset with A, the amount of resource, B, the amount of quality of players, and C, the setup of a Huddersfield side now. If I was there supporting them, going, we're going to fade into 8th, 9th, 10th here. Without really a whimper. They were toothless, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Toothless. Why the hell he's playing with a back 3 and 2 wing backs is absolutely brilliant, because they can't play football. They're dog shit.
Look what happened at Norwich City when he went to Norwich City, Ryan Manning. They were absolutely dire.
He's playing the same football, isn't he? Was he manager when we beat them 6-2 down here? I was thinking about that after the game.
I don't think so. But where was he before Norwich? Was it Bristol City?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did well at Bristol City. And he went to Norwich.
Right. He was at Bristol City.
And he was absolutely terrible.
But how can a side in League One go out and play 3-5-2? So they've got an overloaded midfield, 2 to our 3. We're playing a number 10 as a number 6, right? Yes, he's got bags of experience. Yes, he's played a ton of championship football. Yes, and. But he's a number 10 to play number 6. And I didn't feel once that we were overloaded in the midfield for the whole 90 minutes.
No, I think the thing for me in the first half, Gav, is that we were just not able to break them down so well. So we were controlling possession at times. Okay, it was just we weren't as settled as we were when we came out.
I get that, but you're playing with a number 10 in a pivotal role, as a number 6, right? Which is the only, and you're playing a guy who's devoured of confidence up top with Bim, who actually I thought Owen Esseni had a really good game today. By the way, just to caveat that. But as a Huddersfield, 600, that just says it all, doesn't it? Their belief of going up. To bring 600 down here, which you could have had a long weekend in the sunshine, Friday and Saturday night, gone home Sunday morning, right? As have many of clubs from Yorkshire in the past. Leeds brought about 1 gazillion down, and half of them were on the Barbican when they went up and all that jazz. And I'm not saying they're a club the size of Leeds by any stretch, by the way. But you'd have thought they'd have sold their allocation of 750, wouldn't you? To have 600 fans is a joke, by the way.
Just to have one block for a playoff promotion charge.
Bearing in mind they were in the playoffs, right? At the kickoff, I think, right? And they've got one of the richest squads in the division. Fact, right? Yeah, in terms of quality. They were just awful. They had no. They weren't pressing. They weren't urgent. They had no front foot football. God, I've had too much wine. Front foot football. And they were just placid. I tell you what, if I was a Huddersfield fan tonight, I would have clapping them off. No, I'd have been booing them off, and I would have been absolutely berating every single one of them, because it didn't like one of them wanted to make a tackle. And as I say, we've got a 10 playing 6 who put his foot in more times today than any of their midfield, by the way. Right now, I have a lot of time today for Jamie Patterson. I thought he was outstanding, considering he's basically playing in a foreign role. We might as well have asked Hazard to play up top, That's how different the game is. But I can say when we had the ball, he wasn't much different than Herbie Rides Again. He wasn't. He played. He distributed the ball brilliantly. I thought Boateng looked really comfortable alongside him, and the two wide players were excellent again. So how the hell they can be in a playoff position before today's kickoff is completely and utterly beyond me. And Ballymumba's gone there clearly for a payday because there's not one bit of passion, not one bit of fight between them. And Ryan Hardy must be going there to, I don't know, continue his very elongated paycheck because they're just a shambles, mate. For a top 6 team in inverted commas, they're a shambles. And today, I thought we were much better, much the better side. We played with intensity. Were we pretty at times? No, but we're not there to be pretty now. We're there to be effective. Yeah. And they were awful. And by the way, Alfie May, as I said in our WhatsApp chat pre-game, completely lost his legs.
I don't think Stevenage were much better on Tuesday either, to be honest.
No, correct. It's 2 teams, isn't it,
the
Carl?
teams that have been in the playoffs most of the season.
But Stevenage choose to be dog shit, right?
Yeah, they choose to be dog shit.
That is their USP. They're saying, we're going to be fucking awful. Yeah, and we are not going to play well, and we're going to shithouse our way to 5th, right?
Yeah.
Huddersfield are going, we've got all these wonderful players who play magnificent football, and we play with wing backs and with flair, and we go down the wings and we get balls in the box. Bollocks. They were awful. So sorry, any Huddersfield fans. If that's what you've been watching all season, God help you.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely right. I mean, it just goes to show how this league can, sort of change shape so many times. And Stevenage were awful. We were definitely awful in that first half, and then we sorted it out in the second. Whereas you expected some more from Huddersfield today, and they didn't really offer too much, and it was frustration. I felt frustration in that. Then the guys sat around us where we're just like, we just haven't really created enough chances to go at them in the first half. And they get that breakaway. And the guy just strolled his way through, shimmied a few fake, sort of shots to the diving Edwards, and then managed to get it into the goal. And you just thought, oh, come on. But I didn't feel concerned about it. I felt, I thought back to our second half on Tuesday, and I just felt this team is too... He's going to be too confident.
Mate, do you know what I thought that their goal scorer had multiple sclerosis, and the team had agreed for a young kid of 5 to come on and score, right, and then go off again, because it was like, come on, boys, we'll all run with you. Come on, dive the other way. Hey, he scores, yay! Right, let's get back to playing football. That's how bad it was. It was horrific, and I'm so glad we fixed it in the second half. But we didn't even lay a glove on him. Nowhere near. We weren't even in the same postcode as the guy when he struck the ball. It was ridiculous. No.
Yeah, it was one of those where it felt slow motion with him running forwards and it going in. But I think then we didn't quite manage to obviously get an equaliser late on in the first half, and it was like, right, okay, we'll go in, we'll sort ourselves out, and we'll come out. And the goal for Dale was a forced error where it was a poor back pass and it went out of touch for a corner. And all game, like I said earlier, all game they were not connecting some of their passes very well. And Dale, in fairness to him, even Pepper will recall a couple of times, just stole the ball off him too easy. But yeah, I mean, it led up to the corner. You felt, oh, come on, an early corner, we can get something out of this. And I did film that one, and sometimes I'll film some when I feel like, I might be something going on, and I carried on filming, and I thought, hang on a minute, where's it fallen? And I just followed the ball, and because it was obviously a goal mouth scramble, and you just thought, come on, and then Dale, of all people, his first goal, and he just smashes it, into the back of the net, and you just thought, they're in trouble now because our tails are massively up, and obviously we just carried on pressing and pushing really hard. I don't recall Hazard being overly troubled, Gav, in that sort of whole game, really.
No.
The 10 shots, wasn't it?
Pretty routine saves, to be fair, weren't they?
Yeah, there was a couple of shots that were rolled at him, weren't they? Let's be honest, from a 10-year-old, which he's gone down and saved. Other than that, that was it. My nephew rang me after the game, Ethan, if you're watching, hello. he sits probably 4 rows above the crossbar in the middle of the goal at the Devonport end. And he rang me and said, as soon as it left Dale's foot, you could see it was going to crash into the back of the net. But he's threatened and not promised in the last few games, if you remember. A couple of really good saves from a left-footed shot. One, I can't remember the games now. I'll remember when I've woke up in the morning and I've got a throbbing headache. But he's had 3 or 4 good shots in recent games without effect. So he was due a goal. I think I actually put him on our prediction league actually to score today. 1-0. There we go. Wow, I said 2-2, so I'm rubbish. But there we are.
Yeah.
But he's quality for this level. I don't think, go up to the champ. I don't know. Maybe he'll be better if with us. I don't know. But this level, he's very, very effective at what he does. And I think TC hit the nail on the head. He does a lot of stuff that's really unselfish as a left winger, because he plays. He's right footed. But today, I was so glad that he got the goal, because he's had 3 or 4 really good games without anything really to show for it, and today he got us on track, as you said.
Yeah, his performance deserved the goal. I thought that was his best performance in a green shirt. I've been quite critical of Dale most of the season. I don't think he's had the best of games, but recently, especially the last 2 or 3 games, he's started to really come into his own now. Maybe with some fitness, a bit of confidence, consistency. And I think going forward, hopefully he can show a bit more of the same. Because I thought, he was well up for it today. You could sense that. Cracking finish.
Chasing everything down, and he wasn't stopping. He just carried on and on, just closing down and chasing lost causes.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was brilliant today.
Well, the penalty shout in the first half, he was chasing a complete lost cause.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that back. Was it a dive? Did he get touched?
I think they clashed, but it was a bit.
I've seen him given.
Yeah,
it was going out of play.
He's got every right to go down. Is that what you say? If he got,
I think it was fair for them both to go for the ball. It's just the keeper was going to end up doing that. Dale obviously knew if he's going to come at him, he's going to take him out, isn't he? So, let me go into the comments now, because there's so many. So I'm going to pick some out, but keep those coming in, folks. We appreciate it. And welcome to tonight's show. Yes, the atmosphere is more positive, and not just because Gavin's had a bottle or 2 or 3. So 4, sorry. Drink responsibly if you do, of course. And is it water in that sports bottle, Gav? As I noticed a comment earlier.
It's
Valdina.
Pink grapefruit juice from Robinson's barley pink grapefruit. That's what it is.
Other fruit squashes are available and all that jazz. So, right, let me get into the comments. So, scrolling back, Jack Natman, evening to you. So, Barley, what's the score? Barley, what's the score? Echoing around Home Park, and how boisterous and vocal the crowd was today. So different to Tuesday night's game. Probably because the sun was out and everybody was feeling good. Spicy Wedge is also saying, I thought I was watching a WWE entrance and love it in terms of the intro video at the start there. Barn Park Greens, evening to you. He says, evening, gentlemen and everyone. I have to say, the beer and gin, not together, mind, is tasting a lot sweeter tonight, being the second best league side this year. Happy international break. Lox9 said, if Cardiff don't win for the rest of the season, we could have second. It could be going that way. Barn Park Green saying, I just love this team. Absolutely. Ads Taylor, should have been 2 penalties. Yep, with that day one we just mentioned. Joanne Cowell, evening to you. Evening, great game today. She says, what a comeback the second half. So pleased for Dale. I am starting to feel excited about the possibility of the playoffs. We have nothing to lose, which is exactly why, Joanne, I think we can just play with so much more relaxed and being more relaxed and more confident, even with the injuries. Yes, Kane was missing, which is why I think it was, as Gavin said, with Patterson playing in that unusual position, we just needed to settle a bit into the game. Ben Collins says, I didn't cash my bet out. That's a shame. And bet responsibly if you do, of course. Breck, who got in touch with me on TikTok this week, he says, hi, mate, on YouTube today. What a great game. I said 3-1 from the start. Breck will be, hopefully you got my invite to the WhatsApp group. Will be joining us as we've had a couple this week. So if you want to do that, then drop one of us a DM. It's a good little group there. It is invite only. So let us know if you want to come in and chat all things Argyle. Stephen Cooper, I told you Hardy would bottle it. Well, obviously he wasn't even in the squad today because of his injury. So Andrew T saying, can we just comment on how poo they were? As we just touched upon, we did. Let's have a look. Kerno saying, I felt Owen Dale played really well today and Curtis again was awesome. Andrew T saying they could have done with Kane. Stevie Vaughan, evening Steve. I was disappointed with Aseni. Thought he was poor. Disagree.
Really?
Not good enough for the League One. This is only my opinion. No one else thinks he needs a loan. I thought for his first game back, Steve, I thought he did superb.
100%.
So I don't know what you saw. He's always going to have a bit of rustiness here and there, but he did really well to try and take that second goal. Just obviously shooting wide, but yet for me and the guys nodding here, he did well. What else have we got? Let me scroll down. Nikki saying, I don't think there were any players who were poor today. Andy Ruby and me says, I want us to finish 6th so we can play Bolton in the playoffs. We really do have the momentum at the minute, and we are down to about a skeleton crew.
We do need redemption from the Virtue Trophy final. I'd love it if we met Bolton in the final.
Love it if you beat them. Love it.
I would love it.
Right.
Yeah,
fine,
Aseni played really well.
Sorry.
I thought he was outstanding, Aseni. You know, he created the chance for the pen, by going down the box. He scored a goal, from a shot, and he scored another one. So
He put a decent shift in, didn't he? He put a decent shift in.
Yeah. Anyway,
sorry, kids' bedtime. They're just trying to cause chaos before they go up. So thank you, Carl and Andy, just for you sort of bailed me out there a little bit. Ads Taylor saying, always believe in good luck, Pepple. Yes, as he goes off to try and get his first taste of international football. I'm going to scroll down a bit further. What we got? Let me try and find some new ones. The Huddersfield fans have been losing it this evening. As Gavin said, they weren't confident before the game anyway. Rambo's no saying, Huddersfield didn't impress me considering the players they had on the pitch. Mike Rowe, evening to you, Mike. He says, this time of year, it's all about results. Wonderful team spirit and ability to grind out results. Starting to get excited. Absolutely. Argo 83, Matt says, I'm buying a new bed and fresh sheets if we finish top 6 just to celebrate. Absolutely.
It's only because the other one just so urine stained and stenchable that he needs to.
Yellow stains all over the place.
We've got new people in tonight who are thinking, what are they going on about? But yeah, it's all good fun and it's all just in jest. What else we got? Barn Park Green says, I just love this side. So many characters, e.g. Curtis Mitchell, Edwards, Pepple, Herbie. I stand by that. Boateng is very good centre mid and I'm proudly a TC in. I think that beer and gin is definitely flowing also with Barn Park Greens tonight. The Soul 68, good to see you back in. It says, just maybe this international break has come at a great time. Players running on fumes due to all those injuries. I'm going to scroll down a bit further. Ad Colesp, evening to you. First time in a long time. That going a goal down didn't worry me in the slightest. No, as I said, I didn't feel it was going to be a problem. I'm just going to check for some more as I come down a bit further. L was, don't recognize that name. Evening to you. Hats off to the likes of Dale and Patterson, both written off by many earlier this season. Also the likes of Pepple. Both have been working very hard and performing recently. Incredible turnaround from TT. What you two laughing at? Oh yeah, I can see.
Can I just say, Matt, bicarbonate of soda, right? Having run many hotels, housekeepers, you sprinkle bicarbonate of soda over your mattress, right? And all the wee smells disappear. Just move it off after.
Okay. Someone say that I know from experience, being an elderly,
to be fair, you've got a commode and a colostomy bag for both purposes, so you're all right. Matt, he hasn't got it yet, so he just wheezed the bed.
Come on, let's move back to the football. Sam, evening, gents. He says, superb second half, come back up the Argyle. Ben Collins saying, love Gav after a couple of wines I saw I was referring to earlier. Harold's in as well. The Harmer 08 has joined us. Good evening. What a second half, he says. Right, I tell you what, I'm going to leave it there because keep them flowing in. Simon Fisher as well, evening, gentlemen. Great result today. Good to see you in as well. Voodoo just dropping in at the top. I never criticised Pepple. I'm probably the only one. Yeah, well, Dale, me too.
You spent the entire time criticising
We've all
PTC, haven't you?
criticised players,
Dude,
don't we, haven't we?
Huh? Criticising
we all
TC enough, haven't you?
Hang on, you're over talking each other, gents.
No,
Calm
stop
it
it,
down.
man.
Look, everybody's. I get everybody's a bit excited.
You hypocritical fuck.
It's good. I tell you what. Well, why don't we? And they're not the best of highlights, to be fair. They're only 1 minute 16. But let's read. It seems like we get more minutes when there's not much action than we do when we score a lot of goals. So let's run the VT of the Sky Sports highlights for today's game. Here we go.
Let's give it to the kid who's got cystic fibrosis. Go on, you can score. Go on, you can score. There you go. Oh, thank you. Right, reset.
That assist was the only thing I saw Alfie May do.
What a strike.
How far he has to come to run towards that?
Desire.
Right,
Desire.
Then he broke the net.
Filthy.
Yeah, Senny in the right place.
That was never a pen, was it? Was that a pen?
Yeah, it was a pen.
Okay. It was a red.
How awful were their second goalkeeper, though? He was terrible.
Yeah.
He was an orc.
For this.
I said at the time he's an orc coming on.
He's awful. The way he scored that was awful.
If that had been a certain Ashby de la Zoo, she'd have been pelters.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll come to the the post-match interviews. Let me get the player stats up. Now, this might surprise you. Look who's man of the match according to FOTMob.
Owen Esseni.
So Owen Esseni. Now,
I'm sorry. Who is doing these scores the last few weeks? That is
Andy.
I'm a bit short-sighted, you know.
Yeah. So look, we always, for those that are new to the show, obviously we like to bring up the goal highlights. We've got the short versions of the post-match interviews because if you want the full ones, of course, you got to sign up to Argyle TV for that. But we show those clips and then we do bring up the player stats. So I'd just go with the FOTMob ones, and they can be interesting at times. But Owen Esseni, for those that are listening as well, post on the podcast platforms. Evening to you. I'll read out the scores. Hazard with 7 in goal. I thought his distribution wasn't too bad either today, much improved. McKenzie 6.9, Mitchell 7.5, Ross 7.9, Edwards 6.9. Carl is shaking his head, for those that are just listening. Dale an 8, Patterson 6.5, Boateng 6.2, Curtis 7.4, Pepples 7.9, and Esseni with an 8.7. Carl, I mean, straight off the back, you were shaking your head at McKenzie with that 6.9.
Shocking.
So, nobody should be having any orange numbers in that lineup today. McKenzie's been really, really good the last 3 games, and I think he's going to be a top player for us. He's strong, athletic,
7.5
tackle. 6.9 is diabolical. Same with Edwards. He was up and down the pitch like he normally is. Still going like a Duracell bunny. 6.9 is ridiculous. 6.5 for Patterson. Really, really low. Same with Boateng. Esseni was decent, but nowhere near an 8.7.
Sorry. Lock sign 23-25. Boateng rubbish. Could do better.
I'm not
Were you
sure.
on psychedelic drugs at home park?
I don't know if she means or he means his score.
Could be better, maybe.
I was going to say, because he's been 7.5 to 8 every single game he's put a shirt on. As far as
Locksline is known for coming out with random comments in the chat. So we welcome all comments. Locksline has been a fan.
I mean, for me, man of the match, the 8.7 really should have gone to Dale. And I never thought I'd say that this season.
No, I thought Joe Edwards for me.
And weird scoring there. Weird scoring.
Yeah. Well, it makes it interesting, doesn't it? See now, I think we'll try and do some research to find out how these actual scores are generated. So for those that don't know, I've done a fair bit of research on this just for stuff that I'm working on. But all these sort of tools, whether it's Live Score, FOTMob, they all pull from platforms. There's a few big platforms that provide this data through what are called APIs, so you can retrieve it and use it within your own tools. Obviously, FOTMob and LiveScore have their websites, so the data is collected from somewhere, and you see these white boxes on the pitch side. Sometimes they are for the clubs exclusively, but they process all the player stats. So that I'm sure there's some complex algorithm that sits there to try and
just for balance, Mike. Have you got Huddersfield's numbers there?
I don't, but I can read them. Read them. Actually, let me just quickly see if I can.
Just for balance, just to see how shit they were.
So if I can work my magic, just bear with me. I can do
7.
Screen share, so you can see then on screen. Let's just get us out the way. So Huddersfield, let me read it out. So the goalkeeper, but this is before the sub was 7.3. 6.4, 7.4, 6.3, pretty much sixes. Only a few 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mumba got a 7. Wow. He went into the greens, and even
Mumba played better than Edwards and McKenzie, apparently. Blimey.
Yeah, and I'm going to unshare because Currys are getting free advertising.
Can't have that.
No, can't have that.
So, what curry is it? Like a vindaloo or a what is it? A vindaloo or a
yeah, it's the digital kind. Not the other kind.
Okay.
So let's have a quick look at the table as well to see where that leaves us while I've got it. So there we go. We're in 7th. Obviously, Stevenage getting that win. You can see one of the other important things in this, which will make it interesting, is Stockport have 2 games in hand. Stevenage have a game in hand. Obviously, we won't be playing next Saturday, so one of those will even out. And then we'll have that game in hand as well as Bradford will do. But yes, if you look at the sort of form on the teams above us, Stevenage with 3 wins and 2 in the last 5. Stockport County with a draw today, a win and 3 defeats. Bradford losing today. Was it Leyton Orient? Losing today, a draw, 2 other wins and another loss as well. Bolton losing today, drawing their last 2. Are they starting to stutter a little bit?
They completed my accumulator. I won today. Thanks to Port Vale beating Bolton. Yeah.
Well, Cardiff, I thought they lost today, but they drew. Lincoln again with another win after the late draw to Huddersfield on Tuesday night.
It's remarkable that we've actually got better goal difference than Stevenage, Stockport, and Bradford.
Yeah, it's true.
Mental, that, isn't it? Considering where we were a few months ago.
Were we minus 15, weren't we, at one stage?
Yeah, something like that. And as you can see, if with Reading on 6 after conceding that second, when it was conceding that goal when it was 0-0, it was almost like if Aseni had buried that other one, it would have helped with us jumping.
It could come down to goal difference on the last day. Imagine that.
Yeah, it could well do, but it's just immense the way we're climbing up that table. So I want to ask the question: the international break, and Carl, I'll come to you on this one. Now, you would look at it, and we discussed it on Thursday. You weren't obviously on the show, which is why I want to get your view on it now. But is it a good thing or a bad thing? Because we've gone 3 games on the bounce. I know we're missing key players. Herbie Kane was obviously forced because of the Huddersfield parent club situation. But there's nothing like carrying momentum, is there? And now we've got this 2-week break, and it's like, it's great because we should get to lie back and stuff. But yeah, what's your thoughts on that break? How do you see it?
Obviously, King Derek has rung up the Zimbabwean FA, hasn't he, and said, please pick Galloway, take him away so we can call the game off. It seems a bit odd that he's had a really late call up, but yeah, I'll take that. I think it's hard. On the other side, you probably want to keep playing because the momentum's there and we're on a roll, but at the same time, you want to get Tulai back fitter. You want to get Caleb Watts back. Caleb Watts back, and a few of the others. And I think
I had a wee next to Caleb Watts. That's not a claim to fame.
What is it about bed sheets, urine stains, and we in the toilet?
We were weeing next to each other, and I looked over and I said, "Caleb, what was it?" He said, "I was 24 hours too early. I would have been fine tomorrow." I was like, "Okay, fine." And then I said, "What do you think Pat was doing in the midfield?" He said, "I think he's having a great game." And then he went to the sink and I carried on weeing because I'd had far more beers than he had. But just to let you know, he was 24 hours away. There you go.
Right, okay.
That's really thrown me now. I just got that image in my head. Of
I
you
didn't
pissing
look
next to
either.
Caleb
I should
Watts.
have done. I should have gone, nice long. But I didn't. I stared at the wall like a pro.
It was a good job you didn't have Pepper weeing next year, because that could have been quite interesting.
I think the film Snakes on a Plane would have entered my head, probably. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can only apologise for this
People say we're
immaturity
words,
that's going on.
Oh dear.
I mean, it's normally me that makes sort of a joke out of himself, but the guys are backing me up tonight. To all my haters out there, I love you all.
So as I was saying, it's come at a good time. I think it's the right decision to postpone Bradford. I think having a few more players back going into the last 7 games, I think will be massive. So yeah, I think it's the right call.
Yeah, no. And Gavin, your thoughts on the international break?
Yeah, so was I, to be fair. But no, that's how it happened. I'm not going to dress it up. I could have, embellished me, but it is what it is. International break, bang on the right time. I think TC said we're knackered. I think everyone left it out there today.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he gives them till at least Wednesday off.
Yeah.
And to go home and see family and, do a bit of a Rooney, really, which is, you win, you come back 24 hours for the next game or whatever it is. But all joking aside, I think the boys deserve a really good bit of time off now. Go home, see family, recuperate, recharge, spend some time with loved ones, not worry about football for a few days. Because they've bloody earned it. Let's be absolutely candid.
Let's be candid.
They've been up and down those motorways like a horse draws, haven't they? Right? And they need some rest. Right? They need some rest. They need to go and just get on a plane or get in a car or whatever they are, including TC, by the way, who barely sees his wife and kids. He's got 4 kids. I've got 2, and I didn't see the 4 is beyond me. Yeah, so he deserves to go home and spend a bit of time in Cheshire with the wife and the children too. So I hope that they all have a really bit of quality time now. Come back Wednesday or whatever it is, and then get their nut down and really focus on these last 7 games. With, let's be absolutely honest, if we can have Herbie Rides again back in the squad, because he's got a couple of niggles, but he's fine. Caleb Watts, 24 hours too early. We've had that story. Laurent Talai, who came in at 11:30 today, and I was like, oh, here he is in his left-hand drive Jeep. He's in, he must be ready. But no, he wasn't. So
you got us all excited there, Gav. Do you reckon he had an early
I know. I got myself excited. I had a twitch and everything. I was like, oh, he's here. And
hopefully not while in the toilet.
No. Just stood watching his shiny Jeep go in the ground. It was amazing.
Going down south, isn't it?
And also Ibrahim too, right? Yeah. You get those 4 back in that squad today. Oh my God, we've got a really serious squad to go in these last 7. And one thing I was saying to my brother on the phone or earlier this week, these guys aren't going to be fatigued like a lot of other teams who have been playing because none of them have barely bloody played. So we're going to go into the real business end of the season with some really key players who are going to feel fresh as bloody daisies because they've been out for 2 or 3 months. I mean,
this will be the problem now. They'll have loads of time off. They'll come back and crock themselves. I mean, there is one quick one. I mean, I can't think of what else these 2 might get up to when they are off the It was just the best moment to see off the international break. These 2 are just, oh my God.
He needed to have in his socks a jockey hat and a whip.
Yeah,
and he could have just beat the bejesus out of Curtis. That'd have been class, but hey ho, never mind.
No, it's that sort of camaraderie and team togetherness and spirit. Yes, you can go back to the Schumacher days, but there just feels, and obviously successful seasons before that, but it just feels so different. Like Edward said on sort of Thursday's press conference, and we discussed it on Thursday night, that he said, like, you probably didn't have too many characters back then in that championship winning season, and he said, you don't need me to tell you who the characters are, they'll quite happily celebrate as well as berate each other when someone hasn't made a pass right and all this sort of stuff. The determination, the spirit out on that pitch today. And you could see what it did to the Huddersfield players. They just collapsed out on the deck again, didn't they? Go on, Gav.
Tegan Finn was in hospitality pre-game today.
Yeah, that was going to be the next point.
And I know we've had some good news about Tegan, which I'm assuming we can share. I don't know if we can or not.
No,
share it. Okay. Tegan's grown a third leg and he'll be okay for the rest of the season or something like that. I don't go into details. But all joking aside, they were talking to him. Obviously, he was bricking it because it was 350 odd in Club Argyle.
Yeah, he's quite shy.
He said, I would sooner go and play and take a penalty than I would to do this. But everyone gave him a clap, and he was. And to be fair, Gaz is the ultimate pro in these, so he coached him on. But what he said was, in a nutshell, the club or the team spirit at the minute, or the squad spirit, is immense. And Gaz asked him about like how he's fitting into the squad, and he singled out two players today. One, Joe Edwards, who you'd expect of being someone who wrapped the arm around him as skipper, but the other one was really interesting. It was Jamie Patterson. And he said, Jamie Patterson's basically been a bit of a mentor for me this year. And because he plays a similar position, or has played a similar position, not today, I've gone to him and I've asked him questions, and he's been really helpful. And we've had lots of one-to-one time, and he's been a real mentor for me this season. And I just thought, wow, we've got a 17-year-old kid who's clearly going to go on to far better and bigger things than Plymouth Argyle in the end, on the stage, talking eloquently about club team spirit and where we are and where we're going, but also then really singling out two quality professionals that are helping him in particular develop and grow as a young professional. I thought that was class.
Yeah, I saw your note on that in the WhatsApp group, and I thought that was really, really interesting.
Regarding Pato, did he sign a 2-year deal or 1 year, Gav?
Pato won, so. I think we're going to have to. I think we will resign him if he wants to stay.
I think.
If we go up,
yeah,
I think he'll stay. But he's been in the wings, isn't he, all season, and now he's coming into centre stage. He's not necessarily the main character, but he's certainly, he's up there. And I thought he was immense today, and I thought he was class the last two games. So I'm hoping he doesn't get cast aside again now because Caleb Watts is fit and blah, blah, blah. And because he is a really good player at this level. And I thought his mentality and his ball play today was awesome.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah, there was just even the goal celebrations. The way they all came over and did their own separate thing, and he was a little bit quiet. He's a bit like one of those. Unless you sort of watch him, you miss stuff that he does well, which we've said many a time about Boateng. And I think it probably was not a surprise when I saw him come off for a substitution. And also obviously Huddersfield went for it. Sorry, manager's name's left my head, but they tried to make all the subs early on and try and get something out of the game, didn't they? And it just didn't happen at all. So let me just read a couple more comments and I'll play the post-match interviews from Cleverly and Owen Dale tonight. So let me see where we're going back to. Rearranged Bradford game will be crucial, says Michael Hawks, a Reading fan, as Carl disappears off screen. Stephen Cooper, good break for us players on way to the Dolphin. Voodoo says, phew, I was worried where the urinal story was going. I was also worried, Voodoo, whether or not the audience was dropping off, but it hasn't. It's only grown. So what does that say about us all Argyle fans, eh? Nikki, was commenting about the stories going on there. Andrew T says, can you ban guests like you can in the chat? I absolutely can, and I'm not going to do it, of course.
Is he on about me?
No, he's having a bit of fun. I mean, he was a fan of your lineup on Thursday night for once, Carl. So you did well.
The last couple of lineups, actually.
Yeah. Well, it's not me now. Considering there's not many players available. Just saying. But no, jokes aside. Stephen Cooper, bedwetters just wear nappies. They're good. They got men's ones. They keep them dry all night. I'm going to stop reading those ones now. Baz in the Cloud says, Gav, new job title, health and well-being coach. You really don't want him to have that title. Can you not see? David Marks, evening to you from Facebook, says, what an amazing performance this afternoon, and so very proud of the boys. Also, shout out to Dave Evans and little boy Eddie. Saw them as I was walking to Lyndhurst today, so stopped and had a chat. And also, although I didn't see Nick because it was busy on his stand, saw the PAFC displays that were tent up. Hopefully some of you got some merchandise from them today. Soul68 says, are Bolton playing over the break? Yes, they are. Stevie Vaughan saying, no, they were meant to have played Stevenage, but called off by... Oh, so are they not playing then? Bolton? Don't know. Don't care.
No idea. Concentrating on our games.
Yeah, don't care. Even David Marks even saying this team is amazing, would be good in the championship. That would be an interesting one. Laser Shark 3473, evening to you. Welcome to the show. Says, I think Patterson is great, but hasn't had his chance to shine. He just goes constantly. He just goes consistently. Maybe he meant all game. It's just a case of being patient. Dale, again, patient. It's getting in and getting minutes. And I think that's the key thing, isn't it? Your opportunities come. I loved it when Mitchell said about Pato chirping up because he got his first start on Tuesday night in his post-match after that game. But yeah, it is about getting them in for these minutes. And just because Talai's coming back, he's probably going to come straight back in. But even with some of the others coming back, it's going to make it difficult to get into a squad that is playing as well as it is. But what a great...
imagine going into the run-in, having 2 fit strikers that have scored 30 goals.
Oh, 3.
Or nearly 40 goals between 3 strikers.
Correct. Amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I know, Laser Shark, you did ask earlier, I think I did spot it, about the redundancies. We did do a show about that. It's inevitable with the situation with the club and the finances. Any business where they take a downturn has to consider and cut their cloth accordingly. And that's what Argyle are doing, So it's just one of those. But you can catch up. We did it Thursday before last, I think, if I recall. Mark says, evening to you, Mark, he says, TC's dad was in the Britannia today saying he's off for a break after the full-time whistle. Yeah, don't blame him, as Gavin said. Good to see his kids again. Pato was getting the fans going today with all the corners. Nicky said, yes, he was. A good spot. See a lot of the players doing that now as well, which is good. Harry Van Zeno, evening to you, Harry. Good to see you back in. How are we doing, guys? Outstanding from everyone today, and what a difference the crowd made today. Yeah, it was really weird on Tuesday, but today it was, we were all fantastic. Also, just so under 16,500, I think it was, wasn't it? 16,4 something. So that was good. Matt Down says, what a game today, and the goal from and a penalty, but the goal from Bim Pepple. Good evening, Andy. Mark was saying as well, just see your comment earlier.
It makes you wonder where the other 3,000 were on Tuesday, really, doesn't it?
It is what it is. We'd rather have them when they're available, so that will do me. Voodoo, who is this Talai of whom you speak? I love it. Right, let's just go and get the post-match interviews. Let's go for Cleverly's first.
It must have been a bit of a shock, because it was, I think, to most, that we ended up going in at the break behind in that. What do you say in those sort of situations?
Yeah, I think that can differ. So if we were sort of flat or we lacked something, there was, well, first of all, no panic. If you recreate that performance second half, you give yourself the best chance. It might not win you the game, but you give yourself the best chance. I thought we came out the blocks, we won duels, we scored from a set play, and then, yeah, that gave us a big burst. But the players know when we've executed and when we've not. In the first half, we did. Football sometimes doesn't reward you for that. So don't panic and keep doing the right things right.
The importance of getting an early goal in the second half maybe as well. Not just obviously for the team, but to keep the crowd as engaged as they were. And you've already mentioned them. It was probably one of the best atmospheres this season, maybe. Yeah,
absolutely. It was a fantastically timed goal, because like you say, when you're Huddersfield, you're 1-0 up against us who are in a good moment, you sort of break that second half down into 15-minute blocks. Can we get to 60 playing our own game? Right, 60 to 75, we might drag our heels a little bit, and then 75 to 90 is all about seeing the game out. So to score at 48 completely rips up that plan for them and gives us a big boost of confidence.
Yeah, it does. And lovingly, it always still cuts off the last few seconds. Let's hear from Owen Dale. This literally is 32.
Owen, we spoke to you pre-game, didn't we, about whether we were going to see any goals, and lo and behold, it's happened. How pleased are you?
No, I'm over the moon. It's felt like a long time coming for me. You know, I've had a few, like you said, where Stockport I hit the bar, and a few where I've slipped and been a bit unlucky. So, no, I think it's a good time to obviously get a goal, and hopefully I can go on a little run to the back end now. And no, I'm just buzzing for the whole team really to come back from 1-0 down, absolutely dominate. We're in a real good place, and it's really enjoyable.
Yeah, I do record them. It just cuts it off at the end for some bizarre reason. Yes, Locks 9, I think Voodoo was taking the Mickey, if you didn't get that. Just seeing the comments. Laser Shark saying the redundancy is from non-essential roles, so not even fully money-based, Stephen. No, Gavin, I think we sort of, it was about possibly it's going to be around 500 to 700,000 is what they're looking to save. Stephen Cooper, I see you said, how can they be making a loss with all those gates? Well, losing that 11, 12 million quid in TV money certainly makes a massive dent in one's pocket. Stephen Cooper also saying seagulls eating crap pasties again. They were all over the field today trying to mix things up as well. So I do have, it's a shame that Owen Dale's clip was quite short, really, there, to be fair. It will be, you'll have to go and, if you don't already, sign up to Argyle TV to see the full one. And of course, Ads did ask me earlier what Harvey England's prediction was. It was 2-2 he went with, and he has, as always, sent us his full-time match thoughts.
Right then, so that's full-time. Plymouth Argyle 3, Huddersfield Town 1. That's 5 unbeaten. Coming from behind in that second half, in a very dominant second half. There was no stopping us. Huddersfield didn't really cause us too much trouble. Ballymumba was back to the start of this season. Don't think he's really enjoying life at Huddersfield at the minute, but I'm pretty sure now we're 7th. I think I've said it every week for the past month. Is it too early to start dreaming? We're so nearly there. You would have said, out of the past 3 games, of the 9 points available, how many would you have taken? I'd have been happy with 7, and 7 was what we've got. And we move on. Week off next week, no Bradford game. And then Bolton home. Tough games coming up. But this team seems unstoppable at the moment, and who's to stop them? Time to get a beer. Enjoy your weekend. Come on.
Did anybody notice the guy go behind him as he's filming?
That's rude.
For those of you that don't know, Harvey vlogs on Argyle goes to, well, now he's a bit more of an adult and has a full-time proper job. He doesn't make the Tuesday night games away, but then he joins me for the watch-alongs. But yeah, he does vlog on the games home and away. So go and give his channel a check out, Harvey England, over at YouTube. You can find him there. Speaking of which, I am disappointed, Carl, because it would have been another watch-along for you and I on Saturday with the Bradford game, but that isn't to be. We thought were done with Tuesday night games, but as a result of that one, we're not done with Tuesday night games. So it will probably be Harvey and myself for that one, but we will. So for those of you that are new, I do a watch along show, and it will either be Carl or Harvey that join me. So I commentate on the game. For those that wonder, I use a VPN and then pay my tenner towards Argyle TV, and we have some.
I thought you fly to Belgium quickly to watch.
Well, I do ask Chris if I can take the chopper every now and then. The Jets.
Are we back to Caleb Watts now? Are we back to Caleb Watts now, asking for the chopper?
So yes, so you can join. A lot of the guys in the chat do join for that game as well, and it's a good way of making it entertaining. So yes, what we got in the comments: Harvey England's got Carl's honing in on his territory now. No, it's good to mix it up for the show. Mark says great atmosphere and noise today in the bright side of the sun. Yes, it was. What else we got? Adam Sussex. He says, I wonder, evening Adam, he says, I wonder if Joe has got a barley out of his back pocket yet. I actually think he's picking him out of his studs as we speak. He really went in on Barley and didn't give him any time to settle and enjoyed that. He did stay. I saw someone comment earlier. He didn't slip over. I thought it was him falling over on the far side, but it was the wrong side. But yeah, he managed to stay on his feet and pick up a 7. See, we say every week, FOP Mob just can't get their scores right. 6 is 6, 7. Why is Harv dressed as a stop oil protester? I didn't see that. To be
Why
fair,
is who dressed as what? Sorry,
a stop oil, Carl.
Just stop oil.
Just stop oil protester.
why are you stop oil?
Deary me,
Orange.
me.
You're,
Right,
Dressed in
you're
orange
far too
orange
advanced
gear,
than
don't
that.
you?
You're in
Never mind.
you're in voodoo territory.
Yeah, exactly. Carl's just like struggled with the dad joke there again. I don't know.
You're not on the
Terrible.
same wavelength.
No. So what are we? Just
haven't.
over an hour in. Obviously, we're at our earlier time. The numbers have been great tonight. So thank you all for your time on this Saturday evening. Obviously, the women's game tomorrow, Gav. Hang on. Just want to check that. We're going to talk about the ladies' game for those that have an issue with that. So if you want to leave, you can leave now. But it's entirely up to you. But Gav, give us.
It's like take me out. It's like if I came down in the lift. Lights would go off, and I'd be stood there on my own going hello. Women's game tomorrow. EJ's going, so I've asked him to take some videos and snaps to sunny Bournemouth for the girls to play Bournemouth in a very big league game. So it's not the cup final yet. That's the following week on Saturday when we're meant to be playing Bradford. Apologies to all those I upset saying that Argyle fans could not go to Bradford anymore because we're not playing them and go to Loftus Road. But you've got a 6 and 8 year old girl, you get dragged along to these things, and actually it's very enjoyable and they play some good football. So there we are. So they're off to
this podcast is all about all things Argyle. The women's
all
team
things
all
Argyle.
Well,
We'll be talking about the youth team next. Woke nonsense.
I mean, to be fair, we've had an insight to the men's toilets and hospitality today. So I mean, all
things urinals.
All things urinals.
And I just thought I'd add as well on that note with the women's. I mean, at the end of the day, for those that don't enjoy the women's game, perfectly fine. It's always something we wanted to bring more things, as Andy rightly said, the all things Argyle. And we will be looking to do bigger things with Heather and the guys next season as well. So look, it's great. You come in, listen to us talk about the men's game and stuff. And then if you want to shoot off, I have no issues with that. But a few people like to just mention it online, and it just makes me laugh. But Heather does join us. For those that are interested, on Thursdays, she will give us a synopsis of the previous game and then the next match that's coming up, and a fantastic job she does at the end of that show for us. So yes, we're looking for bigger and better things that we're doing with the show going forward. So keep me out of trouble. As they say. But so other than that, I'm going to come to final views or final thoughts, I should say, as we will be finishing a little bit earlier by looks at the normal, but that's fine. Andy, give us your thoughts, final thoughts, and what you're going to do with that free Saturday next week.
Do you know what? I might just go up and watch Parkway if they're playing at home. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to be with Argyle. It's going to be weird without Argyle, but I'm happy that it's going to be an international break. The players will be able to get some fitness back in there and some rest as well, more importantly. Just go again against Bolt when they come down and hopefully bag another 3 points.
Stephen, depends where you sent it. So send me a text rather than put it in here. But if you did, then thank you for that.
He sent it to my Cayman Islands account. So thanks.
That's why you had 4 bottles of Chateau Lafite today. Then, so
that's all actually. But
you can see it up there. There's a Patreon account, and if you're on YouTube, we've also got a couple of memberships on there that help just towards what we do for the show. We are looking to also get, before I come to Carl, some guests on over the next, in the final run-in, really. So it should be some good, brilliant people that we can have on that will give some very excellent views on Argyle's season. And hopefully we will be definitely talking about the playoffs and be right in there. Carl, your final thoughts?
Yeah, like I said, the international break's come at I think it's come at a good time. Just to rest some legs and get a couple of players back. I think it's going to be a really hard game up at Bradford. I think their home form is extremely good. I don't know when the last time they lost at home, but that matches our away form. I mean, our away form has been absolutely brilliant for the large part of the season, especially since Christmas. So it's going to be an interesting game. I think a point up there wouldn't be a bad result. So I think that's our most difficult game left of the 7. So yeah, but with Tulai back in that rearranged game, and having Herbie Kane in that, we'll hopefully have a better chance. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the run-in, and I think out of all the teams, I think the momentum is more with us, and the way we're playing with players coming back. I think it's ours to lose, and I'm really confident that we'll nick a playoff spot, and hopefully on my third, I don't want to look too far ahead, but a third trip to Wembley, it might be a third time lucky, but yeah, I'd love to get around back on Bolton if it's then in the final potentially. But yeah. And someone did mention about would rules be fit for the playoffs? Will that be a thing, Gav, or not?
Ooh.
Good question. No idea. No
I
idea.
know they said he's out for the
It's a
season. But
massive gamble throwing him into the playoff squad.
yeah.
There's going to be enough competition.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I will come to Michael Hawks' question in a minute. Yeah, Gavin, give us your final thoughts to end what has been a great week for Argyle.
I don't think we could have asked for any more, really, other than really, really, really picky say to Ronan Curtis, just slide a ball into Amici so we win 3-2 at Reading rather than get a draw, and we have 9 out of 9 and we're sitting very pretty in the playoff mix. But we've had a really, really, really good week. I expected us to draw today. I expected Huddersfield to do far better than they did. Clearly, they didn't want to come down here and play, which is fine by all of us, really. So yeah, I'm glad they're taking the break. I think it'd have been one step too far. Owen Dale looked like he was holding his groin for all the wrong reasons, not a Caleb Watts reason, but for a pull reason before he came off, although in hospitality he didn't mention it. There's a couple of guys with knocks, Herbie being one, etc., etc. So I really, I'm happy that we've got this 2 weeks off. I think they all deserve a bit of downtime, and the sun's going to shine next week, so why not? And then we really get back on it, don't we? And we invite a certain S. Schumacher down, who has been absolutely mullered today by our friends. The friends on Twitter. And he came out with a quote tonight saying, if you can't beat Doncaster, Port Vale and Rotherham, you don't deserve to go up automatically. He's right. And you can't beat Argyle at home either. They tore us apart up there, didn't they, early season? We were awful.
Yeah.
So there's another bit of retribution, which would be nice. And we push on. And I think we've got 7 very big games left, but we've got a much enriched squad, as I say, who are far more fresher than probably most around us, because we've basically hung on by a thread and got some really good wins. So very happy. Let's get everybody behind everybody, and let's pack out home park when we can for the remaining games, and let's take as many away as we can. And to answer Nicky's question, yes, I'm very much looking to go to Bradford on a Tuesday night. I don't know why. I'm mad. But yeah, I am. And I have got a client in Leeds, so I'm going to try and
kill 2
wing it into that. Yeah, hopefully. So fingers crossed.
So thank you for that, gents. So Michael Hawke said, is there a show next Thursday? To be fair, there may well be if we can get something organised with someone to come on. Sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of a break as well, but as there's no Tuesday night games, then if Argyle can't keep their momentum up with the game being called off, then there's no reason why we can't, and I'm sure we can find something to discuss. So we'll let you know. If you are on YouTube, obviously click subscribe and press the bell, as they always say, and that will notify you when we do go live. You can also catch my regular waffles on there if you're interested in that. It's
totally versatile, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. I'm good at making tea as well. I've never made anybody tea, as my colleague Sean pointed out to me. He was the one who did the waffle image. I don't make tea, not in a horrible way. I just don't. Other than that, we do appreciate all of you that have joined us tonight, this Saturday night, and thank you again. And we look forward to coming back. Look, it's just a crazy situation. But isn't it great being positive and just seeing some great football and some fantastic team spirit on that field? And I'm sure they will all, as Andy from VW Coco it was, I think, said, should they have a little behind the closed doors game to keep match fit? I think every one of them, bar a little bit of a timeout, will absolutely want to keep themselves fit because of who's coming back, and they are going to want to keep their places. So, yeah, on that note, folks, we shall say goodnight. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, as we will, and hopefully we might still get some more sun tomorrow. Other than that, we'll let you know if we're back next